Hi, you guys, it's Yaz, and welcome to the Game Exposed podcast. If you guys have a brief question on a narcissist and you want to submit it and have your question answered on the podcast, submit a brief question, you guys, no more than a paragraph because it won't be read. Text your questions to 917-636-1109 and text me your questions, and I'll try to get to as many questions as I can and answer them on the podcast, but please make it brief, no more than a paragraph, okay? 917-636-1109. Hi, you guys, it's Yaz, and today I want to talk about 5 reasons why a narcissist devalues you. And a lot of people don't get it. They don't understand, why does the narcissist have to be so wicked, and why do they have to devalue you? What is the purpose in all of that? Well, I'm going to go through the 5 reasons why they do this, okay? And when they start to devalue you. A narcissist, it starts at the top in the relationship. They love bomb you. They make you think like you are the greatest thing that ever walked the earth. They mirror you to make you think that they are your soulmate. You know, they fill up a big fantasy in your head. That's all part of the future faking to make you think that, you know, you're going to have this wonderful, fabulous life. They come in as your hero and they leave as your nightmare, okay? And this is in the beginning stages of the relationship. The love bombing, on average, everything is different depending on the narcissist and what they're after. But the narcissist is going to love bomb you generally, 3 months, 3 to 6 months the most on average, okay? If a narcissist is after something bigger like money, they can love bomb you longer than that, up to a year before maybe you would see certain, red flags and things like that. So a relationship with a narcissist, you guys, is going to start at the top and be wonderful. And that's why people struggle so much with the relationship with a narcissist. They're always trying to get back that person that they met in the beginning. But what they don't realize is that everybody's nice in the beginning and everybody is on their best behavior in the beginning. Why? Because you're something new. They're trying to impress you. They're trying to earn your trust, all right? And then as time goes by, you get to the devalue stage, all right? The devaluation stage. And that, that's when the narcissist is going to rip you up. They're going to put you down in every which way possible. So let me get through the reasons why a narcissist devalues you. The biggest reason, the first reason is they got you. At the point of devaluation, the narcissist pretty much feels confident that they have you wrapped around their finger. So now they don't have to impress you anymore because they already have you. So once the chase is over, the narcissist is not going to care anymore because they don't have to work for anything anymore. Maybe they got the supply already from you, so they don't care. And maybe they started to see things in you that they didn't like, so they don't care, all right? So the devaluation stage is going to start anywhere, generally, you guys, after the 3 to 6 month mark. That's when the narcissist is going to start, being nitpicky. They'll put you down. Maybe they'll put you down by the way you look. They'll start to really gaslight you and make you feel like you're crazy. They're going to, they're not going to care if they call you or text you back, maybe. So one thing that they do is, the reason that they devalue you is because they've got you already. And this is another big reason why narcissists are nice to outsiders and cruel to you, because they've got you already. They're still worried with outsiders what their image is going to be portrayed, all right? Because these people are outsiders. They're not living with the narcissist, and the narcissist wants everybody to think that, oh, they're this great person. This is what the covert narcissist does. They want everybody to think they're this great person, and in doing so, they make you look like the monster, okay? So what they're doing is they're setting these other people up against you so that if you have a falling out with the narcissist, they're going to say, You're the problem. Oh, they were so nice to me and everything like that. So first, the narcissist, they're going to devalue you once they've got you. Another reason that the narcissist may devalue you is because they got bored with you, all right? This is the biggest thing with narcissists. They don't appreciate what they have or who they have. And once they feel comfortable with you, comfortable with the situation, now you become like the same old slice of pizza. And that is like death to a narcissist. Now, all of a sudden, you're not exciting. Maybe they start to see things they don't like in you. Maybe they've built you up in their mind to be something that you're not, all right? Because in the beginning stages as well, a narcissist builds you up in their mind. They look at you as their source of happiness. Your goal in a narcissist's mind is to make them happy. And when they start to see that that's not happening, maybe you start to give them resistance, okay? Maybe, you're not letting them get away with things, or you're calling them out on things. What are they going to do? They're going to devalue you, all right? So another reason that they devalue you is they start to see things they don't like about you, okay? Because narcissists expect perfection, but, even perfection is not enough for a narcissist. And that's why when you do go out of your way and you do everything for this person, the narcissist doesn't appreciate it. What they do is they take you for granted, because a narcissist, a lot of them, they feel entitled to things. So they feel like instead of appreciating what you do for them, they like to think like, well, they deserve it because they're with you, and you should be so, glad that they're even in your presence, all right? You should be so honored that they're even around you. So they're going to start to see things they don't like you. So let's go through it. The devaluation. They're going to devalue you once they've got you and they feel that you're not going anywhere. They're going to devalue you once they get bored with you. And they're going to devalue you once they start to see things they don't like, all right? Now, a big reason that a narcissist will devalue you as well is that they have other supply that they're lining up and getting ready to monkey branch to, all right? So the more independent that narcissist is, the more they don't need you, the more wicked and cruel, and the more they're going to devalue you. See, when a narcissist doesn't need you, that's when you really see the true core of that person. That's when they're going to put you down. They're going to judge you. They're going to criticize you. They're going to tell you things like you don't know how to cook. You don't know how to clean. You're a loser. You're fat. You're thin. You're old. You're young. Your family sucks. They're going to bring up every little thing to try to rip you down, okay? And the big reason is because they've got you and they feel you're not going anywhere. And the other big reason, like I said, is because they don't need you because they have somebody else lined up on the side, okay? So narcissists, notice how a narcissist treats you. When they're nice, it's because they want something from you or they're trying to fool you and get you to trust them. And when they're wicked, okay, when a narcissist is wicked, it's because either A, they already got what they needed out of you and they don't need you anymore, or they have somebody on the side and again, they don't need you anymore. And number 3, narcissists are very critical, judgmental, and they always find fault in people. This is why I tell you, never feel bad about when the narcissist goes off with the new supply, because after that honeymoon stage, that love bombing stage, they're going to start to see things they don't like about the person, because a narcissist is a nitpicker, all right? They nitpick about everything. And people say, well, why are they like that? It's a control. It's a control thing. They nitpick because they want to control everything and they want to control the people that they're with. See, with a narcissist, you're never on the same level with them in their eyes. They always have to be the authority on everything. They're always the know-it-all. They know it all. Never ever get in a conversation with a narcissist about politics, because they will try to tell you you don't know what you're talking about, even if you're making sense. They don't even listen to what you have to say because they're not concerned in what you have to say. They don't want to validate you. They want to hold you down. And this is why relationships with the narcissist are so damaging, because they hold people down and make them feel inferior. And that's their whole MO. They want to make you feel like you're stupid. You don't know what you're talking about. You make bad decisions. They're right. You're wrong. Okay? So you guys, they're going to devalue you, all right, because they don't care at that point, or they have other supply lined up. And also they see all these things about you that bother them, okay? You're not now at this point of devaluation, you're no longer, the shiny new toy anymore. Now you're somebody who, is not making them happy. So now that's another reason why they devalue you. You're not making them happy. Because as they get to know you, not only do they start to see things they don't like about you, but they also have big expectations. They have big expectations as to what you should be doing for them. They always want you to do more for them. Like I said, nothing is enough for the narcissist. That's why you can never win with a narcissist. They're never happy. They're never satisfied. And they're always bitching and moaning about something, either overtly, an overt narcissist, they'll tell you to your face, they'll yell and scream and try to intimidate you and get in your face, or a covert narcissist will run stone cold on you and freeze you out, all right? So it's a no-win situation. But when you start to see the devaluation, when you start to see that this person is starting to pick on you or start a fight over nothing, that's when you have to say, this relationship's about to start to turn and go downhill. And what happens is a lot of people, they take it personally and they think like there's something wrong with them. They're doing something wrong, because what a narcissist does is they mind fuck people, all right? They brainwash people into thinking that there's a problem with them. That's why people come out of these relationships and they're all messed up, because the narcissist was constantly putting them down, telling them they did this wrong, or if it's a covert narcissist, they were dismissive and cold and unaffectionate. And when you're a normal person in a relationship with a toxic person, you're going to start to think that you're the problem, because the narcissist keeps telling you that you're the problem. And you're the kind of person that will introspect and look at yourself and read into all that. But see, this is where you got to be sharp. This is where you got to say to yourself, no, I'm not the problem. I'm dealing with somebody who can't take accountability and is flipping the blame and blame shifting all of that onto me to try to mind fuck me into thinking that I am the problem. All right. So like I said, and I tell you guys in all my podcasts, as long as you guys walk in the truth, you do the right thing, you know what the facts are, and you're not a liar, you're not a cheater, you're not trying to get one over on them, you're not criticizing them and judging them and putting them down, and you're just being a normal person, expressing your normal needs, and they have a problem with that, then 9 times out of 10, you're dealing with a toxic person. How do you know you're dealing with a toxic person? Because a toxic person will never acknowledge the truth. Ding, I'm done, okay? Listen to what I say. When you speak the truth or you hit that narcissist with the facts, if they will not acknowledge what you're saying, okay, when it's the truth, all right, or they dismiss you or they gaslight you, ding, ding, you're dealing with a toxic person who will not acknowledge the truth. Toxic people don't acknowledge the truth. This is why when you get into an argument with a narcissist and you go back and forth with them, you will not win. You will not win, because they don't want to acknowledge the truth. They don't want to validate you. They don't want to give you that power of feeling that you're superior to them. So a lot of them won't even listen to you. They'll walk out on you, or they'll turn their head, or they'll change the subject, or they'll deflect. This is what narcissists do. They deflect from taking accountability or validating you. So when you start to see all of these kind of things where the narcissist is devaluing you or putting you down or something like that, the first thing that should come into your mind is, oh, they're independent if they think they could talk to me this way. There's a reason that they feel independent. They think they got me wrapped around their finger, or they have somebody else that they feel they can monkey branch to and they don't need me anymore. You see, when somebody really needs somebody, they're not going to be talking to you and devaluing you in a certain way, all right? They're going to be afraid. They're not going to want you to walk away. And what some narcissists do is they could devalue you, but then when they start to see you're leaving, or, you're ready to, you're giving them distance, like you may walk away from the relationship, and that narcissist still needs you, that's when they're going to come back and hoover you again and give you that lovey-dovey shit and tell you, I love you so much, blah, blah, blah. And this is what confuses you. The only reason that narcissist is doing that after they devalued you is because they need you. They still want you around. Maybe their other supply isn't ready to jump off to yet. They're unsure of what's going to happen. So they try to hoover you back with that love bombing to reel you back in. Why? Because they still need you. All right? If they don't need you, then it's going to get to the point of discard, in which case when the discard happens, then what a lot of them do is they'll just put nothing into the relationship. They'll be cold, they'll distance, they won't text you back, they'll be very indifferent. And what they're doing is they're trying to get you to a point where you actually get disgusted and walk away. And then when you walk away, then they don't have to feel any kind of guilt or shame that the relationship ended because you ended it by walking away. Then they could always say, well, I tried, but their actions tell you different. Their actions are telling you that they didn't try because they didn't make an effort. They were cold. They were distant. They couldn't care less whether they were with you. And when they were with you, it was like they weren't even there in the room, okay? So never go by what somebody tells you. Like if they sit there and say, I love you so much, I just love you so much. Go by what they show you, okay? Are they showing you that they love you, or is it just words, again, coming out of their mouth? Remember what I told you. Words mean shit, all right? It's not, anybody could say anything, any old shit. It's what they show you, their actions. Are they making an effort? Are they making an effort to, listen to you? Are they, validating what you say because they care? Are they showing you kindness and understanding? All right, that's somebody who cares about you and possibly loves you. But a narcissist, they couldn't care less, because it's all about them. It's all about them. And people say to me all the time, do they ever love us and this and that? Narcissists may have cared about you, okay? They could have cared about you. They could have had good times with you. But what you have to keep in mind is they come first, all right? So they didn't care enough, because if they cared enough, they would have compromised themselves and tried to work with you to work it out. But they didn't care enough. They care about themselves first. They come first. It's not about that sacrifice that you give to somebody when you love somebody. If somebody can't sacrifice for you, guess what, gang? They don't love you, all right? Because when you really love somebody, you will put them before your own selfish needs. So this is why narcissists can't love. So you guys, that's it in a nutshell when it comes to the devaluation. Again, when they start to devalue you, that's when the mask is starting to come off. That's when they got you. They feel confident that they could talk to you a certain way. They've done enough manipulation and love bombing to feel like they got you now in their pocket. They also devalue you because they got bored with you. They're tired of you. They devalued you maybe because you stood up to the narcissist and you called them out on things. And how dare you, stand up to a narcissist. It's like, know your place. Don't you ever tell me that I need to take accountability or I should do that. So that's when they're going to come back and devalue you as well. And also, like I said, they're going to see things they don't like about you at the point of devaluation. And most importantly, when they're really, really wicked with it, and they hit below the belt, now that mask has come off. When a narcissist feels comfortable enough to sit there and really, throw out some real below the belt punches, like they'll might bring up your kids and say something about your kids or say something about your mother or something like that, that's when you know that narcissist is comfortable. They don't care, and they have other options available in the wings. So they don't care whether you walk out if they're really, really getting wicked with it, all right? So, or if you cause a narcissistic injury, then they could really get wicked with it too and devalue you as well. And that's, again, you standing up to the narcissist. See, a narcissist feels like you should just sit there and take it. You should just take it because, they're the authority on things. They're the superior and you're the subordinate. And when you ever stand up to a narcissist, what they're going to do is, if they're a covert narcissist, they're going to use the mental card and call you crazy, because what better way to discredit you than to call you crazy or say you need therapy? Or what they like to do is say, they like to patronize you, those covert narcissists, and say, oh, I'll pray for you. Well, you know what? You better pray for yourself because you're a demon and there is no kindness in you, all right? But what they do is they like to patronize people and make them feel that they're inferior to them, all right? So any kind of devaluation at that point is time to, get rid of the narcissist, because it's going to cause you stress. It's going to cause you anxiety. It is going to affect your mental and physical health. Get rid of these toxic people. You gotta get yourself together and you gotta say, no, nobody's talking to me in this way. I'm not ever going to let anybody talk to me this way. And I could tell you guys from my prior experience in dealing with narcissists, I took a lot of abuse in the way that a lot of people talk to me, all right? And now looking back, because I have my power, all right? I've already hit rock bottom through all the things that I've been through in my life. After you deal with this, you get to a point where you say, I'll never, ever let anybody talk to me or treat me that way again. They will be history. They will be RIP. Why? Because I respect myself and I respect my own judgment, okay? I'm never going to let somebody try to invalidate me because I validate myself, and I'll never, ever let anybody put me down any which way like that again, okay? Know who you are. And realize that you're dealing with a toxic person if they can't talk to you in, a civilized kind of manner. If they start getting rude and wicked with it, you're dealing with a toxic person that can't express themselves and be, courteous and cordial with you. You're dealing with toxic, all right? And it's time to get out, you guys. So I hope that helps you understand the devaluation stage and understand this. You had nothing. The narcissists still devalue whoever they're with, okay? They have to, because that's the way they control people, to make them feel like they're nothing. This is what a narcissist loves to do. They love to make you feel like you're nothing because they're wicked and they always want to feel like they're better. Their goal is to be validated and to, everything's about them. So, when they start to do that, disengage and be like, until you learn to respect me, you and I will not be having this conversation. I'm out, okay? So I hope that helps you guys. I got to run. I got to hop on a Zoom with my son's teacher. And you guys, remember who you are, and remember that the narcissist, if they devalued you and put you down, they're going to do this with everybody, because this is their pattern, and their patterns of behavior don't change. They may change a little bit how they manipulate people, but the basic cruelty of what they do is always repeated in whoever they're with, okay? It's just a matter of time when that narcissist gets disgusted with somebody. And one thing you'll know for sure, narcissists always get disgusted with everybody, okay? At some point. They don't have kindness. They don't have understanding, all right? And, they think they're holier than thou, and they're not, all right? And that's where you have to have your own self-power and self-worth to say, I'm not going to allow somebody to talk to me in that manner. That's where boundaries come into place, all right? And consequences. And the consequence is that when somebody disrespects you or talks to you in a certain manner, you don't deal with them, okay? You don't deal with them. You let them know, until you could talk to me in a respectful manner, you and I will not be talking, okay? That's the way you respect yourself. So I got to run, you guys. If you like the podcast, subscribe. Please share the podcast. Subscribe to me on YouTube. I have over 4,000 videos on all kinds of narcissistic behaviors and stuff at the Game Exposed podcast on YouTube. And my Instagram, if you want to follow me, is the Game EXP 123. And have a great day, guys. If you guys are having a problem in your dating or relationship, or you're dealing with somebody maybe that's narcissistic, you don't know if they're a narcissist, or you're just having problems, you're in a toxic relationship, and you need some clarity on it, go to the link in the podcast description for my website where I offer email and phone coaching. If you have a quick question, just a quick question, and you want to get a video sent back to you answering your question, there's also a link there for Vizio where I will send you a personalized video answering your question. Hi, you guys, it's Yaz, and I want to tell you about my 2 books on Amazon. The first book is Regain Your Power. It's all about power and relationship. Who has the power in the relationship? And it goes into all of that, okay? The other book is Signs He's Not Into You, He's Wasting Your Time, okay? Check it out. It gives you a lot of good clues as to whether you're with somebody who's a real one or somebody who's just going to waste your time. You could read them both with Kindle's free trial membership. So check it out. Link is in the podcast description. Hi, you guys. I just want to let you know that the Game Exposed now has their merchandise available. Check out the link in the bio, and you could go check it out. There's cool hoodies, cool sweatpants, cool hats. So go to the bio for the link. And also, don't forget to follow me on Facebook at the Game EXP 123, and also on Instagram, the Game EXP 123. Okay? And have a great day.